Hello. 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 I need to drink some more water. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. How are we all doing? How's it going this evening? Oh yeah, it's a different spot. How's it going, everyone? How are we doing? Thought I would jump on for a shortly-ish amount of time before work. Sorry, I'm trying to shove in this phone line. I had it perfectly just a moment ago. Sorry. Pardon the turbulence. Can I get it perfect? Okay, there it goes. How's everybody doing? So yeah, I thought I would jump on for a quick just chat, just hello, prior to me leaving for work. We're going to be in the negative temperatures again tonight, and I think, well, last night was, I think, didn't get, we got into the negatives, but not like as severe as we have other nights. But tonight is supposed to be pretty severe with the wind chill. So, but I am all prepared. Last night I was prepared. 2 long sleeve shirts, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and 2 winter jackets, my insulated hat, and my insulated boots. And surprisingly, it wasn't too cumbersome. You would think with 2 winter jackets, but I was still able to move, you know, just as like quickly and stealthily, I guess you would say, as I needed to. So, and I was warm enough, basically. So, still had the heat on in my car, obviously, a little bit, but didn't have to have it super hot. So, but now tonight it's gonna be even colder, which is all good. It's all good. We are prepared, and extra prepared. Hope everybody else is staying warm and safe and comfortable during this winter storm, whoever else is being affected by both the frigidly negative cold temperatures and the snow. So, some places have gotten a lot more snow than we have. We've gotten a considerable amount. Not like a super duper amount, but considerable enough, I guess, at this point. Well, especially when I go down streets that they've not even touched with the snowplow yet. I'm like, oh, we did get a fair amount. Enough that your car will get stuck in certain places because they've not plowed. So, well, also depending on the kind of car you have, I guess, too. Like, I don't know that a truck would, but like a four-door sedan, I think definitely would have a higher probability of it, possibility of it. So, but sometimes with the side streets it takes longer, even if it's one that's like very, one that everybody uses and should be a priority. Do the main roads first. And like I was saying, in Oak Park, Illinois, there's 4 lanes, 2 going east, 2 going west, for at least a good while. There's that. And they just plowed and salted 1 lane on each side. So the other lane, the one next to the curb, is not just snow, but ice. It's like, guys, and it's in all the busy streets in that area, so I'm like, it's not like this is not a busy area where a lot of cars go. Like, why is it like this? But it's okay. We're kind of used to, that here. It's the way it works sometimes. So how's everybody doing? Drop a comment, say hello. How are we doing this evening? Hey, Gloria. Thank you. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Is the winter storm affecting you? I apologize if I should know where you live, but I may have forgotten. I hope you're staying warm and safe. If it is affecting you, because I know some areas have gotten a lot more snow than we've gotten, and some areas are getting just about as cold as we've gotten, which, pardon me, I think the coldest it got to one night was a real feel of -28 with the wind. So yeah, hopefully, if it is affecting you, you're staying warm and safe and all those things. I did see a few people in a couple different states didn't have electricity, didn't have running water. It was in the process of being fixed, so I'm glad it seems like when that's happening during this storm, they're getting to fixing that kind of thing quickly. But I felt bad because I was like, yeah, it's, it's so cold, the pipes can freeze and all, this thing. Down for 1 tonight in Ohio. Is it 1 degree? Yeah, I think Ohio is in the path of this winter storm. From looking at the map, like on the weather app that it shows you, and just kind of noticing. Like, I was trying to look at just what's, who all was affected in that. I hope you're able to keep warm and be comfortable in that during this, because it's just so cold. I mean, truly dangerously cold, as to, as they've said, on the news. The management company of this building has sent us yet another notice, to which I don't know who would turn their heat off if they were still at home at this point, because it would be so cold in their apartment. But they're like, you don't turn your heat off, even if you leave for a couple weeks, don't turn it off. But yes, I'm glad. Yeah, the water dripping. Yep. Yeah. When I was growing up, that's what we would do. The house I grew up in it's ingrained in my brain. It's just a little bit like that. My dad was always, you don't want to overflow the sink or anything, but just a little bit, the water dripping, and always seemed to. We never had any pipes freeze, so it seems like all those things did the trick. And we kept the house warm enough, but it wasn't like swelteringly hot or anything. So yeah, just have to do all of those things. But that's definitely, I think, definitely helpful. But those -28 is just, and even 1 degree is like, what can you really do? You know what I mean? Like, that's cold. It's just too cold. It's like, can't. Any of your skin that's exposed to, the outside cold air is like, within a minute or two, it's like, I can't feel my fingers anymore. Like, I was so bundled up the other night, and I was getting gas, and I had my gloves on, but they're like fingerless, because I still need my fingers when I work. So when I was pumping gas, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, it wasn't even that long, but like, when I got back in the car, it was like, my fingers are numb, because it was so cold. But I guess, I technically, in the car glove box, I do have gloves that have fingers, so I could have put those on when I was pumping gas. But at the moment, I didn't remember that I had put those in the glove box. So there you go. But I am staying warm in my apartment, thanks definitely to this new space heater. It is phenomenal. Love the heated blanket. That's one thing I don't have. I've never had a heated blanket. But I will say, when I had a waterbed, but it was a little different than like your average waterbed. It had back support, and it had a thicker, whatever I don't want to say plastic, but whatever it is they use. So it wasn't like when you sat on it, you were like, like that. But for me, because I've had back issues ever since 7th grade, it was really great, because like, it would conform to any way that I would lay, and it was just so wonderful for my back. But I was able to make it cooler in the summertime, and I could heat it in the wintertime. Or if my back was maybe hurting and I wanted it just heated so it would relieve my back. And I tell you, and it's been like 14, 15 years, since I moved in here, I still miss that bed because it just was so perfect for my back stuff and just, oh gosh. But it's okay. There's no way to transfer it here, and I don't know if they've changed the policy. It's possible, but at the time I moved in, I don't think that they allowed water beds. Like I couldn't have even bought one new. I think probably for the purpose of like flooding potential, you know. Pretty darn sure that was in the lease or whatever, like the agreement. Because I think I was thinking, like, depending on the price, to just get the same one that I had, but buy a new one since we couldn't transfer the old one. Because I did have the old one for 15 years. So that was nice. That was nice. So, but yeah, I've never had a heated blanket or even like a electric like heating pad. Which, you know, I wonder, I think nowadays with like all the advances in technology and just safety and all that, because I used to think like, how safe are they? But I've heard now like there's ones that have timers that will go off like, because I was always like, I feel like it's gonna be so comfortable that what if I fall asleep? And then like the fire hazard part. So, but I think nowadays, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they make ones that have timers, so like you can just set it for, I don't know, 20 minutes or whatever your amount of time, and then it just shuts off. And they are probably much safer than other ones. I don't know. But I'm always considerate of, you know, fire hazard factor of certain things. That's why I never got a second space heater or a larger one than what I initially got when I first moved in here, because I was concerned about the safety aspect of it. So, but now they've, like this one, in my opinion, is just also very safe. So I feel good about that. And I'm grateful to Debbie for picking it out, and she does her research on anything prior to choosing something, so she really chose very well with this one. And it's so warm, but also like it doesn't feel unsafe to me in the least, so it's fantastic. But back when I first moved in here, it was like, it just didn't feel comfortable. But they've come a long way technology-wise. Yours has a timer and really helps your back. See, I'm considering it now, because I think it would also really help my back. You know, you can only, I mean, the Thermacare patches help, but I think something like that where that would be extra helpful. So I'm considering it now because I feel like nowadays they're safer. Like you said, yours has a timer, so that's perfect, because then if I do fall asleep, as long as I set the timer, it'll shut off, and there's no, like, I don't have to worry about, you know, potential any type of fire hazard type thing or anything like that. So what's a good brand? What's a good brand? Or what brand do you have, if you don't mind me asking? because I'm truly gonna, do some research and see um, what's the best and what prices are and stuff. But it's helpful to know what other people have that are, you know, working for them. So I've never even looked for it, like looked them up or anything, because I just always was like, how safe is it, kind of thing. But now I'm like, yeah, it really might truly be helpful for my back, so just definitely a consideration. Definitely something I'm going to look into, and then depending on the price, potentially have to save up a little bit for. I don't know. We'll see what the price is, but I think that's something that might need to be part of my life, which is okay. Because I'm a little late to that party, as they say. Anyways, so, but, yeah. My mom always look at Consumer Reports to see, like, before purchasing certain things, just the reviews on there. And then if she went to purchase it on Amazon, obviously she would look at, like, the reviews on there and then kind of make her decision with, certain different things that were, like, higher priced, and then, like, safety factored, in as well, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll be working, leaving, and that is about it. I'm trying to think, like, what else? That's about it. And pardon me, doesn't look like we have any more snow coming our way, at least not anything like that's going to be more than a dusting, if that. So I think we just still have the negative temperatures that are going to remain for a while. But once February rolls around, especially the middle of February, we could, weirdly, these last, several years, we've seen some abnormally warm days in February. So, we'll see. It's interesting. I still will never forget the one year that it was 80 degrees in the middle of February. It's like, this is nice, but it's also a little unsettling. Like, this is Chicago. Like, it's not supposed to be 80 degrees in the middle of February. And it was so weird because I went downtown by the lake, and I was walking along the, lake shore, and everybody was out, in their summer clothes. People were jogging, but, there were no leaves on the trees, there's flowers. It was just so, what is happening? This is nice, but it's also a little, it's really weird. Really weird. I think my car read even a little bit warmer than 80 degrees when I was down by the lake. I think it's 81 or 82, and I'm like, it's strange. We haven't had an 80 degree day in February since then, but we've had things still some sort of abnormally warmer days in February than we're used to seeing, I would say. Oh, that's so sweet of her. CVS Health. Okay. Less than 50. Okay, that's not horrible. That's not too bad. And then CVS Health, I worked for the company, both retail and corporate, so their products are, never had a problem with anything. So I would say that their products are, in my opinion, would be safe in my mind. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now I wonder if it's something that I can get on my, because they do have certain things, like medical supply-ish related. I wonder if it's something that's on my, extra help for my health insurance every month. I'll have to look. And if I forget, somebody remind me. So if there's one thing I'm good at, it's forgetting the important things. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. My brain can remember other things where it's like, it's not important that you remember that. I wonder though, because that would be nice, because they've increased, well, even if they hadn't increased it, as of the first of the year, they increased the amount each month. So if it was $50, even if they hadn't increased it, it would pay for it completely. I might have to pay like $3 or $4, but that's fantastic. I think I would. I think my back would appreciate it at this point. I'm gonna look on there. I just have to remember to look on there. But I'm gonna take a look. I'm on the device that I have to use to look, as opposed to the other device. But I'm gonna look on there and see, because that would be nice if that was an option, and then, if it was free through them, or if it was only like $4 or something, that would be fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, and I think, at this point, it's just something that needs to be part of my life. Part of my life. And who knows? I've not looked, so maybe, if it's on there, they might even have like a couple different options. I don't know. I've heard that, I'm thinking like size-wise. I've heard there's like smaller ones, and then there's, I guess, larger ones, like longer ones maybe, or something, and so, I don't know. But definitely gonna try to remember to look, because that would be really nice to be able to get from there. So, and I can do it on the first of the month, and then they only take like a few days to ship. Pretty good with that, timing wise. So, yeah. Interesting. Thank you. Because that made me think, that could be definitely part of the extra hope. Could be cheaper now. Got several, a longer one. Yeah, I think I would choose the longer one, because my whole back needs it when it needs it, and then that way I don't have to really adjust my positioning or adjust it. But I mean, heck, even if I could get it with help from them, even for like half price of what it would normally be, that is a win. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see. I definitely am gonna take a look at that. And like I said, somebody remind me if I forget. Because Lord knows, it's like, oh, that's all important stuff you need to remember. We're gonna not, but we're gonna remember this stuff that's not important, really, that you remember it. Thank you, brain. It's great. Doesn't always happen that way, but sometimes, and I just have to chuckle because I'm like, I've only forgotten the same thing for months in a row. So, but thank you for sharing that, because that would be, yeah, definitely gonna look into it. And I think regardless, I would still go with that brand, because I know that their stuff is good. It's in my mind would be a safe brand to go with. So I was just checking the time. I have to jump off in a few minutes. And just continue on with what I need to do. I sure hope we can get out of the really frigidly negative temperatures, so at some point, like, at least back to like 20 degrees, 30 degrees. Thank you for the emojis, hearts. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you for jumping in and saying hello. You have a good night. I hope you have a good sleep. Definitely see each other again. But thank you for sharing everything that you did. I appreciate that. You have a good sleep and you stay warm and comfy. Definitely makes me want a coffee. Well, I guess I kind of still have. Could do that. Like, do I have time? Yeah, kind of. So, I mean, I think right now I would actually choose hot cocoa. I just don't have any, which is okay. So I could also have a non-caffeinated coffee. And I like that, just, pretty much just the same. So, the way I make it for myself anyways. So, but I did have some hot cocoa a couple times this month or last month. But it just ran out. They don't give you a lot in a package. And the package now is like, a good $600. Not really. It's an exaggeration, but you get it. It's like, so there's only 8 packets in here, and it's like $9.99 for this bag. What am I doing? But I remind myself of my great aunt, though, when I talk about it, because she used to always just be like, what? Like, what is the price of this? What is that price? And I'd be like, that's only $1. She's like, only $1? Back in my day, it was 10 cents for Diddy. I'd be like, okay, but it's still only $1. And now I'm feel like her, because I'm like, what is this? Like, what are these prices? Like, but I don't think anybody would be like, for like 8 packets, which is 8 cups of hot cocoa, $10 plus tax, would be like, oh, it's only $10 plus tax. I think we all would be like, okay, that's a little expensive. Like, it's not any special. It was the store brand. It was because to me the store brand is just as, it tastes just as good. So I'm like, this is not even the like a name brand. I was like, what is the name brand? I didn't even look because I didn't want to know. I was like, what was it, $15? So, but a couple like single packets went on sale on clearance that they still had remaining at Walgreens, and so they were like 50 cents, I think, like a packet. So I bought a couple of those. I think I bought like 4, and that's how, because I was like, I'm not paying like $10. What? Plus tax. It's like, yeah, I want it, but I'm like, that's a little much. Like, I can enjoy my decaf coffee just as easily. And I feel like I have a taste for that more often than I do for hot chocolate, so it works out. It's all okay. But I am gonna jump off and just continue on with all the things I need to do. I hope everybody has a good, relaxing, safe, warm, calm, positive, lovely night. And if you see the live red box in the upper left hand corner, you know it's live and in real time. If it's not there, if it's grayed out, then it's hashtag replay. And I will see you guys, as you know, soon-ish. We'll see. Love you guys, sending out good vibes, and we'll talk to you all later.